Hey guys, it's Alon. A couple weeks ago, I uploaded a video in which I showed you guys the Farthest Lands. However, some of you guys may have noticed that there was something missing and that I went directly from the Farther Lands to the Farthest Lands. We were missing the Farther Lands. Now these, like the Farthest Lands, only seem to generate with the Forge mod, which I'm using now, and appear as a steep incline, or in this case, a steep decline actually, in the land. So this block of flatland over here is the corner Farther Lands, and the lower land over here is the Farther Lands. Now, let's hop underground for a little bit. So there is a bit of a shift in the terrain down here as well. It's just more noticeable above ground. Alright. So there isn't a whole lot interesting about the third set of Farlands and here, except for this. In case you're wondering why I showed the Farther Lands directly going into the Farthest Lands, take a look at this. The Farthest Lands, or not the Farthest Lands, the Farther Lands actually stop at a bit less than double the distance. When I teleport to there, you're gonna see what I mean when this all loads up. Yeah, so off in the distance in this direction, you can see a diagonal incline in the land. And so this actually marks the end of the Farther Lands, which then just revert back to the Farther Lands, all the way out to 4.312 quintillion, where the Farthest Lands would generate. So the beginning of the Farther Lands would normally be at about 53 quadrillion, 905 trillion, 378 billion, 846 million, 979,747 blocks. And this diagonal end to the Farther Lands here would be at about 102 quadrillion blocks. Its exact location seems to vary by seed, which is rather strange. But yeah. So the diagonal line is not perfect actually, and seems to be pointed closer to the z-axis than to the x-axis. So the Farther Lands will keep going for longer along the x-axis, and further along the x-axis than on the z-axis. This might vary by seed as well, I'm not sure. But let's exit out of this world here and hop into our other world that I investigated in this morning. So here's the variation of the Farther Lands coming off from the edge Farther Lands, which I was able to access by setting one of the main noise scales to the 32 times its default value. In case you're wondering, coordinate scale on both of these worlds is 2 to the 32 times its default value, so about 2.939527 each 12. So you can see there is a sharp change in terrain generation right here. So before this line right here is the edge Farther Lands, yet beyond this line right here is the edge Farther Lands. And apparently in this quadrant, the edge Farther Lands are not completely flat, while the edge Farther Lands are completely flat. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I've got for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell and click all for all notifications. Goodbye.